Like a proper assassination.
Exactly.
Andre just stands there, like, yeah.
It's what Lena would do last season. So.
Yeah. No, I'll just one hand on one shoulder, almost as if it's going to be like the start of a nice conversation, and then stun baton to the spine.
Yep. Absolutely.
Good stuff.
Delicious.
No modifiers, right? Just straight.
I will allow you to have a +3 on the attack roll.
Thank you. I'll take it. I needed it.
Okay. And like I said, his AC is significantly lower because of the fact that you're catching him off guard. Like, he's completely doesn't expect this to happen. I would actually say he's technically wearing his armor, right? But he has his helmet off, and you're going for the head. So you do hit him. No extra damage, though.
I didn't even know extra damage was a thing that could happen. So
It's not generally, no.
No.
So unfortunately, you hit the guy for effectively, like almost no damage whatsoever. So you do 1 point of damage.
This guy's been tased before.
And he is not
the snoot slightly.
he is not taking any damage prior to this, right? So he takes a 1 point of damage, like ah, and like immediately jumps like all of his like alarms in his head jump up. He's a warrior. He's a combatant. He gets ready to start fighting you guys. That being said, everybody roll for initiative that's going to partake in this. So that's going to be everybody but Winnie.
Yep.
You blew it, Ollie. You blew it.
What? This is why I was reluctant. You forget that Entree isn't actually good at fighting.
That's fine. That's why I have Crags along with us.
He has many weaponry, but no combat skill at all.
And this is where we TPK.
Oh Jesus!
You
Initiative is not very good.
His initiative is, what's his dexterity? +2, I think. Yeah, no, +1. So he has a 3.
Say again, Entree is not good at fighting.
It's okay because for one, all 3 of you guys got a 3, which is pretty funny, right? 3 of you guys got a 3, and what's your name? Entree is going to go last, but Cattle and whenever there's a tie, I always give it to the PCs. So Cattle, because you're the one that's there, you get to go first. You can forfeit your turn if you want Cracks to be Plan C, right?
I mean, I would have had Crags be in the room as well.
Or at least walking in, because you couldn't have it be too obvious, right? So
Yeah.
go ahead.
Okay.
You want Cracks to do it?
No, Colin goes first.
Yeah, I'll let Crags go first.
Okay,
No,
you let him go.
You're on the list, though.
It
So
doesn't
you're,
matter. He's
saving
foregoing
your
it.
action. Yeah, so if Krax is just like walking into the room and he sees Antari just stab him with the stun baton and nothing happens, he just charges. It's like, oh, well, I guess this is on.
Oh man, this is gonna be. Oh, you guys are gonna need a sponge.
Yeah, so Krax charges, large primitive weapon. What do I need to roll?
At least he didn't bust out the shotgun for this. You know what I mean? Like,
I don't have a shotgun.
Yeah.
Counts as
Yeah.
AC 10. Okay. Attack roll. Oh, goddamn. Sorry, something was in the way.
all right.
Counts as 10 though.
Yep. Okay. So so you hit him. Oh wait, did you hit him?
With the shocking assault, target's AC as if they were 10, assuming your weapon is capable of harming the target in the first place.
Oh, neat.
Ooh.
Is that for the
It's from
purpose
why,
of?
like-
Is it the purpose of shocking attack, or is that all attacks?
It is gain combat bonus on all. Oh, shock damage.
Shock damage. It might just be shock damage because his AC is higher than that. His AC is a 15. So, but you are a warrior. You can just choose to hit him.
I just choose to hit him.
There you go. You just hit him.
Gotta love being a soldier.
Sorry, I
Right.
thought shocking assault for some reason was the charge ability.
It's the shock damage ability, right? All right,
Yeah,
cool.
I need
So
to- yeah, that's my fault. I don't have charge on my sheet.
nope, you're
which I
fine.
should.
You're fine. You're fine. So you just choose to hit him with your fighter ability, and you go.
And 7 whole damage.
Oh, God.
Yay.
7 damage, and this is a primitive weapon, not an advanced one. So his armor, his damage resistance does apply. So that is reduced to a 3, because of the quality of his armor. So he's taken a total of 4 points of damage so far. He's really messed up. He's really hurting, but he's still technically up. and it is still Cattle's turn before it's his turn. Cattle, you can do something before he does. Or you can just hang back and let your companions do the work.
I'm not afraid of some dirty work. I'm gonna shoot him.
I'm gonna put this stupid charge ability on here. If I can find it.
Oh, come on! Come on, that sucks. I saw it hit the 13. I was like, oh, is he gonna shoot him? Unfortunately, because of 13 plus 2, right? So unfortunately, you pull out your gun and you go to shoot him, but it misses. Now he's surrounded. It's his turn now. He's surrounded by all three of you people. He's already been shocked once, smashed by a hammer. He's barely up right now, taking these hits. A bullet shot flung by. It hit his armor. The Mass Effect shield was able to thwart it enough that it slung past him, and a bullet went straight into where the sink is. That you guys would get your so it's like almost right by where the drain is to the sink. It goes into the sink and leaves like a little hole there.
No, it's gonna be dripping forever.
Oh God, what is he gonna do in his turn?
Plumber.
Roll fear or something? I don't know.
Oh God. Oh, I don't
know.
even...
Considering he's like a proper NPC, I don't think he does like morale checks like a mook.
I know what he's gonna do. All of a sudden, you see him pull something out from his back, and it's a little like a stim pack, and he applies it right into part of his suit, and it's like. And you see, like, all of a sudden, he's like, his eyes immediately turn bloodshot. The skin around his eyes both, like, starts to lighten and pale quite a bit, but has, like, bits of dark lines going through it. You can see, like, he's breathing much heavier, like, and he pulls out a pistol. With his other hand, and he gets it ready, and he's starting to get ready to fight at you guys. Unfortunately, it's a main action because he's not a trained person like, say, Ontario might be able to do, or definitely that Carmen would have been able to do in the last season. So he can't do that and something else, but he does hit himself with this crazy stim that you guys knew before he said he had 2 tsunamis. So, here you go. That is his turn.
None of us know what that is.
No.
That does bring it to Ontario's turn. Ontario, it's what do you do?
All right. Here's a question. I either do a sensible thing or I do a dumb thing, depending on how much health he has. How healthy does he look?
Not very until he hit himself with that, and now you can't even tell because he is drugged up.
Okay, so I'm going to meld with him.
Oh no!
There's no check against it. And it takes a standard action right now. So
damn horny.
I'm gonna grab it. Oh, I don't even need to. I back away from the Krogan charging. I kind of meld of him just to kind of stop him from fighting.
Oh man. Okay.
As soon as that happens, you just see Cracks throw his hands up and walk away.
Oh God. Well, he doesn't have to do it with his. He doesn't have to do it physically. He doesn't have to actually touch with melding because she's actually.
I'm backed away at this point.
Yeah, she's actually a powerful psionic Asari, so she has the ability to do this from like what 3 meters away or something. Like you can actually hit. What is it?
Yeah. Meter at the moment.
So. A meter at the moment. Yeah. So nearby, like close. All right. So anyways, you meld with him. Oh God. What? Okay. So you meld with him.
No, it doesn't hurt.
Instantly, it's just you can feel that his mind is just like it's like so as you enter his mind before it was like a screaming chaos and it took you a while. It's like hit a beacon and eventually he grabbed the beacon and you guys were able to find some sort of unity so you could find like a bit of like order inside there. And before we were talking about how his mind was chaotic because it wasn't familiar with this type of thing, right? Mm-hmm. This time it's different. It's like jumping into a pool of oil. Like it's not like it's chaos all over the place. There is focus there that is inhuman. Like there is an incredible amount of focus that's inhuman. However, every emotion, every feeling that's going on right now is dark. Like you can feel it's like extremely focused anger, extremely focused rage and fear and courage and everything all coming out at once. You can feel as you enter his mind. His heart is racing at a not sustainable rate. Like it is, his whole body is just like clenched and ready. The effects of tsunami literally like brings up an incredible amount of aggressiveness and it disregards all pain that they can feel because of their aggressiveness. However, you yourself are not completely immune to the pain that he's feeling. It's dulled considerably because it's not actually your body, but you can feel immediately the wounds in his body, the fact that he is physically not doing well. You can feel that, though it's not like it harms you, right? Anyways, what's your plan while you're inside here? What are you trying to do?
No, but literally, the plan is to meld with him, to hold him still.
Mm-hmm.
So I would do this. I wouldn't be looking for anything.
Yep.
I would be just trying to hold him still. If anything, I'd be trying to make him not attack as much as I can. Alter would probably like fall to slump against the wall while she's doing this and clearly struggle. But there's no real
do me a favor.
Searching or anything.
So you successfully melded with him. There's no question there. Roll for me a will save.
Okay.
You know what? Hold on. Roll for me a will save, and I'm gonna have to give you a -2 because of Tsunami's effects on his mind.
I was gonna say, can it be a physical save? Because I actually use Constitution, not Wisdom.
Yes. Yes, you can.
Cool.
Yes.
I didn't do the -2.
That's okay. You just apply the -2, which is a 14, which is still a success. So you succeeded. You actually are able to get into his mind and more or less like through all the rage, through all the chaos, through all the stuff, and kind of like feeling this, and it's imposing on your person. Your character inside there, like your persona inside of his mind, feels all these lashes of anger, and you're a kind of person that's relatively mellow and calm, at least at this moment. Probably bits of fear and excitement and anxiety, but he's clashing at you in such a way that you feel like your own person is being like crushed beneath it. But then you just kind of like find your focus, find your center, and you push outwards with like inner peace and calm, contemplation. You know, things like that are gonna like stay his moments. So one of the effects of Tsunami is it actually gives bonus to attack rolls, it gives bonus to morale, it gives like a few different things that it does, right? I'm going to say that with your first success, before you spending more time in here, you're able to negate a lot of the bonuses that the Tsunami gives to him. So we're going to do that first. That was Autor's turn, just kind of like reaching out with your mind and grabbing into his and just sending peace in there. Describe for the other PCs that are viewing this what Autor's physical reactions are to first entering and then emitting.
When you meld, don't you kind of glow a little bit? Or am I making that up?
I think you're making that up. I don't recall that ever happening.
It's the eye.
I mean, you know what it is? It's after a melding, we all glow a little bit, don't we?
Okay, I was trying to remember what there was a physical sign that you're melding, and your eyes kind of turn into like galaxies or whatever. For a bit.
Yep.
So you'd be able to tell she's doing it, but she's like, she was up against him with the baton, and now she's like slumped against the wall, actually almost backing away as much as she can from the whole thing while still holding the connection. She looks like when you're in a pain sort of concentration, that kind of thing.
Constipated pooping. Gotcha. All right.
Yeah,
after you is
More or less.
going to be Krax's turn, right? Right.
Yeah.
Krax.
So Crack sees this melding. He just throws his hands up and walks away.
That's the exact opposite of the point.
I'm joking.
Oh.
I'm joking.
I'm so mad if I'm just gonna get drug brain.
It's like,
You
no,
shouldn't
this
have gone
is
into
gross,
combat
I'm
sex then.
out. Like, this isn't tough for this Ontario, I'm out.
If you haven't realized, my build is kind of based on the concept of combat sex.
For the record,
Not in this kind of way.
melding is more than just sex. It's just how they have sex. It's not, you can get naked without doing the nasty.
Yeah.
All right, go ahead.
Yeah, no. Crack's kind of just like, yeah, and then like swings at just overhead, aiming for the head of Sparky with his like. By the way, I found the ability Spattering Ram. That's the one I've been meaning to do whenever I say charge. I added that to my sheet.
Oh, okay,
I'm
cool.
Moron.
That's a good idea.
Yeah, I kind of forgot about it because it does more damage.
Hmm.
Anyways, just gonna, swing a thing at him.
Nice.
Oh.
So yeah, just two-handed overhead swing, aiming at his head.
Yep.
Cracks, not even roaring, just.
Oh my god. Okay, so again, his AC does apply. His damage resistance does apply. And so it's reduced by 4 to 6 points of damage, which is still a considerable amount. That would, so when you come swinging with this weapon and you crash him, the side of the head, it's like a combination between like the side of the head and the shoulder. So like the way you hit him, kind of smashed him right here. There is no question that this should have broken him. He literally buckles down to his feet, probably with a shattered clavicle and whatnot, probably with a fractured shoulder. He falls down to a knee for a second, and like he should be down. In his mind, Entourage, you feel just like an explosion, like everything goes to that murky, oily kind of feeling with your big bubble of like almost like pink lines running through it, trying to give peace. You feel an explosion of pain. It's literally like all of that oil was set aflame all at once, and it was like a kaboom. Your own mind goes reeling from it. You actually make me a will saving throw. Because of the fact that you're in his mind, you have to make one, no penalties or anything. Unfortunately, the kickback on this one, you take a system strain from the explosiveness in your mind. So that's on your character sheet at the top over by AC and stuff. So you take a system strain.
I just don't even know what that is.
Oh, okay. We can get to that later on. So you take a system strain in your mind from the explosiveness from this happening. But he falls down to the ground, and once again, you can feel the damage in his body. He should not be standing, but yet he pushes himself back up off of the ground, and he's standing there with this drug-induced extra oomph to him. All right, that is Krax's turn. It's now Cattle's turn.
Would I know what happens to an Asari when I kill the person she's melding with? I imagine it's going to be bad things, but...
You can roll for me a no check. What is it called? Lore,
yeah.
Lore check. You can roll for me a lore check, but that's pretty rare information.
So, a penalty or just...
No, it's just a high DC.
Okay.
Yeah. Again, it's one of those things where that's something that Asari, their melding bits, like a lot of the stuff that goes to that, they keep that secret to themselves. And considering that they are literally the leading race, they are pretty good at keeping kind of certain things like that secret, right?
Yeah.
So you
It's
don't
like
know.
Entourage knows about it because she's been specifically trained. Even like probably Ava Asari don't know.
Yeah.
She
All right.
definitely knows what she's getting herself into. That's why she did it.
So you don't know what would happen, but honestly, you're sure she'd be fine?
Yeah, it's not like she'll die, right? I'm gonna walk up to him as he's kneeling there, like reeling from the blow, and try to shoot him in the head.
Okay, sure.
Cold.
Sure. Yeah, just I would say it's a normal attack. Yeah, technically, yeah, it's a normal attack. I just won't apply a penalty for shooting in melee or anything, so you're good. Oh! Yes! Yes! Oh my god, it's amazing! Roll your damage, sir!
I'm just saying, Krax takes all the credit for this.
Oh my god, 22 points of damage! Holy shit!
I rolled a 6 as well on one of those dice.
Oh my god! 22 points of damage! Oh my god! Okay. Okay, wow. Because that did it in... yeah, oh my god, that's incredible. Okay.
And Atari dies as well.
22 points of damage. So you were walking up to him, like you said, he dropped to a knee, and he's trying to push himself back up with this, like, inhuman strength. He's trying to push himself back up, and then Cattle just goes over, and he's like, I'm done with this. Boom! And shoots him in the head. So, and then just, like, splatter everywhere. He's completely dead. Hey, listen, has anybody ever told you before about, like, let's say you're on your computer, and you're, like, working with a bunch of programs, and like you have like this processing here, you're surfing the net over there, you've got a video playing and a couple other things happening, and then somebody just comes and pulls the cord from the wall.
Oh.
Is that like a good thing or a bad thing for your computer? Hey, Entourage, make me a will save with a -2.
Can it not be physical still?
No, this is your mind.
Okay. I never apply the -2. It doesn't matter. I
Oh,
fail anyway.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah. So when that happens, you're gonna take from me, I do apologize about this, 4 points of system strain.
Okay.
And you're now applying -1s to everything until you regain
Okay.
all of your system strain.
I'm assuming it's like exhaustion where I don't need to worry about it until it gets pretty high.
It's a severe. We're gonna get over the system strain in a second. Actually, we'll probably be fine very shortly. But more or less, you have like a searing migraine, unlike anything that a human can experience, because it's literally like deep within your psionic mind. So you have like a severe migraine deep within your psionic mind that you just cannot shake. It's just this constant thudding and throbbing and pain. But it's something that's going to kill you. You know what I mean? It's something that's going to destroy. You have a trained mind. You're a very strong-willed person. But holy fuck, that hurt. You literally experienced in his mind the moment of death, and because of that, you were rattled.
Oh yeah, no, she definitely would have screamed. She's just like on the floor right now.
There you go.
And then probably trying to start meditating. She probably knows like how to meditate to fix this. Just like, so that's what she'd be doing.
So screams, falls down to the ground, and then after like a few moments of just trying to capture her breath from like a not fetal. I imagine she's kind of like down on her knees and her hands.
Just ground.
She's like
any way she fell.
Yeah, exactly. Like after a couple moments of like catching her breath, like breathing hard, she then kind of like moves herself into a position you've seen her in before, like a meditative position. It's like a pained movement to get there, but then she just kind of sits there and just starts meditating. So you see that she's alive, but it's clearly one of those like hanging from the doorknob, do not disturb signs. But yeah, it's the
deal with your shit yourselves.
Oh man. So let's go over this before we get into the RP aspect. What is system strain? System strain is the way that this game handles your body's physical ability to handle like damage to it from a different from like otherworldly things. Like, let's say, for instance, let me explain this well. If you use healing medicines, they usually put into you 1 point of system strain for taking healing medicines. If Stars Without Numbers version of Biopsionics had the ability to heal you with psionic abilities, apply system strain to you, just because it's so shocking to your system to make this happen. The tsunami that the guy took, the pharmaceutical drug, applied 2 system strain to his body. If you are suffering from poison on top of the fact that it could do actual damage to your health points, could also just do system strain damage, eventually weakening you. Your system strain maxes out. When that maxes out, you can no longer receive any form of healing. You can't receive any form of beneficial things that do that. There are some things that do permanent system strain damage, like replacing a body part with a cybernetic one. Permanent system strain damage. Losing a body part. Permanent system strain damage, but lesser than putting a cybernetic one in there. And other effects that the DM can come up with. Permanent system strain damage. And actually, I kind of felt like somebody dying in your mind, I should hit you with a permanent point of system strain damage. But this is my first time fiddling with this kind of thing, so I'm like, I'm gonna hang back on that right now. But maybe if you rolled a natural 1. But so their system strain heals at the rate of 1 point a day.
Oh, that's fine.
But so it's going to take several days for you to get the Citadel, which is why it doesn't matter as much. But I'm applying to you until your system strain is completely healed down to 0. You have a -1 to every roll you make. So if you gain system strain before that's, you know what I mean? It's one of those like kind of hang that back and relax for a little bit. Okay?
No problem.
Coolio. All right, let's keep Frank, is there anything else on system strain you wanted to add on to there? Any experiences you've had with it before beyond that?
Not really. It's you covered everything on it.
Perfect.
You know, you can't really heal or do much.
Perfect. All right, so let's keep going. In this game, for the record, in this game, in the future, when I allow people to play like VI or, God forbid, super illegal AI characters, system strain is going to be how they're going to be able to access certain character abilities, because they're literally computers. It's a system strain. All right, let's. He has a missing brain piece. The other 2 are unconscious in the other room, drug-induced comas in the other room. Even gunshots going off isn't enough. Winnie, down in the hall, you heard the loud bang of gunshots going off. And Antwerry is on the ground meditating. What do you 2 do?
I'm cracked.
His body.
You what?
As Cracked is already looting him, I'm just gonna go.
Oh.
You know, you can have all the shiny things you find on him and his friends. Just make sure to throw the bodies out the airlock. I don't care if they're alive, if they're dead. They'll die in space soon enough. Make sure to grab all the good stuff. And I pat him on the back.
Yeah, Kirk just like picks something up, like the credit chip or whatever he has, and just like, holds it up to the light. It's like nods his head, puts it in his light with soft point, whatever it is.
Okay. So more or less, you grab the stuff off of them. The things of note. I actually have his whole, all of his equipment listed right here, which is pretty funny.
Oh,
So,
cool.
only one tsunami left on his body, though. Quick question about
I'll keep that.
their armor. Do you keep the armor of him and the other two, or do you throw that out the airlock on their bodies? Like, do you strip them naked or no?
Krax would suggest getting rid of the armor.
So
Yeah,
remember, the
Callow's
other
not
two
stupid
are
enough to
wearing.
try to sell stolen Alliance military armor.
The other two are wearing Alliance standard military armor, no question.
Oh wait, but Sparky isn't.
He's wearing
Yeah.
he's wearing what is very obviously Alliance standard military armor. However,
It's unmarked.
has zero markings on it. It doesn't it's very obviously Alliance military armor.
It's human
But
made, but it's not technically.
yeah, well, it's literally
Not
the same exact
technically
suit,
Alliance.
just without the right
Yeah.
colors, without the right, So it's quality. It's good shit. It's just unmarked.
Except the helmet's destroyed. So.
No, his helmet was off.
He didn't have it on.
Oh, I thought you had it on.
Yeah.
He didn't
I
have
thought,
his,
like,
he didn't have his shield on. He didn't have none.
Yep.
Thank God he didn't have shields. Oh no, when you said like all of his alarms and everything went up, I thought his helmet just went like.
The helmet is like
Odd.
I always equate that to, what was that movie? Lost in Space, and that was Joey's character. Hey, the probably the
Yeah.
best scene of that movie.
That's what I thought. That's like how I was imagining that.
Yeah,
Okay,
yeah,
that
yeah.
makes a lot more sense then.
It's like a motorcycle style.
Yeah.
Cool. So you keep his armor. You strip poor Sparky naked.
Crack just like looks at Cobble and
Yeah, we could maybe sell it, but Krax doesn't really have an opinion. I don't think. Judging from this, he's just like, whatever you say.
pretty much. He's just hired muscle.
Yeah. So what's your opinion,
Yeah.
Cattle?
We'll have a meeting
I think
about
we've
that
done
later.
enough to the poor guy. Like, we might get in trouble for selling it. We're not entirely sure about that, and we've already kind of smashed his brain. We're just gonna throw him out with his dignity left.
All right.
Doesn't have a brain, but he does have dignity.
All right, there you go. So, so the other three, do you just kind of like take out their IVs and throw them into the airlock, like carry them over to the airlock and put them in there and just deet, 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 or do you want to like kill them before you put them out into space? They're drug induced anyway, so they probably won't feel dying in space.
I mean, it'll be a
Krax
natural death, but
isn't going to kill them if they're drug induced or sleeping.
yeah. I mean, they'll be dead inside an hour.
He's also not going to put them in the airlock if they're sleeping.
There's no honor in that.
Yeah, it's like no, it's not a good way to die. Just
Sorry, Rick, I'd help you with my evil plan, but I'm like brain dead right now. So
No, that's fine.
villain.
Cattle will do it himself then if Krax is just like,
it's like no, that's they can't put up a fight.
All right, there you go. So,
Winning. We have a
Cattle
draw.
will do it himself then. So you just see Cattle's like,
Takes forever.
this is a little bit easier than that. You are on a ship where you do have to move things from point A to point B. You could get like a small grav lift thingy, and it's not made for a bed.
Actually, also they're really close to the
Yeah,
air.
no.
Yes, they're
"Yeah,
really
that's
close to
wrong,
the
you
airlock.
just throw them all in there, it's fine.
Yeah, you could probably you could just like sort of half sling them.
Oh god, so you drag them on your arm and flop them in there, and
Well, no. If Cuddle kills them while they're sleeping, then Crax will move the bodies. But
Oh,
so it's like no, it's no honor in me doing it.
so literally, Cattle
They're
grabs
not-
one and he starts dragging it, and Cracks like kind of like shakes his head and like lifts it off of him, like walks over and slops him onto the ground, like unhappy with it but willing to do it. That sort of a thing, Frank.
Only if they're dead. Yeah.
No, they're still alive.
Yeah, exactly. That's
Yeah.
what I'm saying. They're
Scott,
not.
this is the
worth
entire
killing.
conversation we've been having.
It's no honor in
right, so
killing
Cattle speaks up. Would you rather I stab him with a combat knife then? Alright,
Yeah.
stab him with the combat knife. No loose ends, at least.
This is easy. You know, you can line up the shot. You're super intelligent. You can figure out their anatomy. You find the right spot, and they
That's
just
a
die
squishy.
in their sleep.
But
Unfortunately, it's a little messy. You know what I
Krax
mean?
does something very specific when you stab them with the combat knife. He takes his, or just whatever combat knife is laying around, and probably the same combat knife, puts it in their hand, and like limply swings it at Connell as he stabs him.
Oh man, young
Just
Krogan
there.
justification, and with limply swinging a knife from an unconscious person, dying person's hand, we're going to take our first break, and we'll come back shortly. See you all in like 5 minutes.
Aye.
Look, Krax just wants to do the honorable thing here. They need to fight back.